This is Dwayne with Headwaters seat covers. We're going to be installing seat covers for the 2014 to 2019 old body Chevy GMC double cab. Alright, so as we can see here, this is a solid bench. It all lifts up together. No splits, no armrests. Okay, alright. Now, first we're going to want to start with the headrests. As we can see here, they're labeled. Here's an H for the headrest. Okay. Now these are best to put on with the headrest actually still on your seat. If you're having a hard time getting in behind there, you can lift your bottom up and it'll actually pull the headrest away from the back of the cab. Alright, so now you see these hook here. We're going to put those towards the front. You're just going to fit it on there like so. Okay, now we're going to pop the headrest out. And you can see there's a push button here, push button here. We're going to push both those in and lift up. You can see we have a little adjusting to do. So I'm just going to pull that around. Okay, now very important, there's going to be seams on the seat cover and the seams on the seat here. Okay, there's the covers. We want to match those up as close as possible. That's the way we make them. We make them so that they match those seams. Okay, so you'll want to do a lot of smoothing, things like that. Alrighty, so then when I'm ready to attach it, I'm just going to pull this up. That here, there we go. Place that on there. There we go. Headrest complete. Alright, so next we're going to install the seat bottom. As we can see here, it's got our label on it, Headwaters seat covers. And then, right here you can see the B for bottom. Okay, goes on the top side of the seat. Okay. So I'm going to just flip over one side of it. Get it on there. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to pull the other side over. It's nice and tight over there. Now, do watch it. You'll see this hook Velcro on the other side. It might help too if you just spin it up a little bit when you're trying to yank it down. Otherwise, it'll stick the entire way down. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. Okay. Now you'll see these holes here. We made those for those pulls to be pulled through. One on this side too. Right there. Okay. Now before we paste it down, again, we want to match the seams of the cover with the seams of the seat itself. Awesome. Okay. So I'm gonna just paste the bottom down for now. We'll end up lifting it up again. Okay. Now we'll fold it down. You can see all these little things of 1x4 hook. Those will end up getting shoved in between the seats. You want to make sure that you're shoving these underneath any child restraints and underneath any of these buckles. Okay? Now, be sure that when you're installing this or shoving these back, you're not getting moved over too much because you don't want any of this exposed here. So you want to make sure that this is pulled over sufficiently when you start shoving in, that way it can cover over it. Okay? So now, again, just make sure you're watching your seams. Make sure this is following those. And you can always just sweep everything back. That's going to be the best thing you can do. Just sweep it all back and shove it down on in here. Okay. Now we're going to lift the seat up. You hear it click the way it's locked. And you'll see down here our little Velcros hanging down. Okay. So what we're going to want to do is pull nice and tight. You want to pull on the cover itself and not so much the Velcro. Okay, and we can lift this up, just paste it right there. Okay. All right, so then, once you get all those attached, we're gonna just pull this nice and tight and paste it right on top. You'll want to do just segments of it at a time. Go. So now we're going to check it. Pull it down. Alright. Alrighty. So now we got to install the top. As you can see, there's these big long hook Velcros here. Those go up the back of the seat, as well as these hook Velcros here that are attached to some loop. And then you've got this big line of hook at the top with holes for your headrests. Okay. So where these will go, you can see here that there's a seat belt here. We want to just shove this underneath it. Okay. Then we're going to take it, we're going to put this at the top, put it around this corner here. Now, unless you want to fight the Velcro, you're going to want to make sure, until you get this specifically where you want it to be, that you don't push down your hook. Otherwise, you're going to be wrestling it in a space that's fairly small. If you're capable, you can always lift the bottom up, and it'll pull, as you can see, pull that away. Now I'll give you some extra room to work with as well. Okay, so as I'm going down here, I'm just going to go ahead and immediately put my headrest holes on there, and that way it'll hold this for me. Okay, so as you can see here, there's the holes, and you've got these buttons here. When you're putting the headrest holes around your headrest buttons here, you want to do it with the button side first. If you go in from the other side and try and push this over it, you might break your button, and that is no good. Okay, you can see here, we're going with the button side first, slip it over. Nice and easy. Same thing over here, button side first, slip it over. Alright, that'll hold it on there for me, and I can work my way around down the rest of it. Work it back here. Again, just remember, unless you want to fight the Velcro, don't bother pushing it in there yet. When I get to the other one, again, push side button first. There you go. There we go. All right, now we can loop it around the corners. And this will give us our base shape here. In this particular case, we've cut out holes for the child restraints right down here, so you'll still be able to access those. Now we're going to take this and we're going to shove this back here. And again, it'll help if you lift the seat bottom up. That way it pulls it away from the back of the cab. Okay. Get it kind of positioned where we want it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll lay it down. Make sure my edge is rounded. Just push this back. Okay, now I'm going to take the front edge here, I'm going to shove it in between the seats. And again, you want to make sure that you leave your seat belts exposed, of course. You'll just go above them. Okay. So grab them, yank it nice and tight, just so I can make sure I've got my seat cover positioned correctly. Okay. Alright, so now we're working on the sides, and you can see these little tiny hook here. We're going to take these, we're going to shove them back here. Okay, we're going to hold it up. Okay, now what I'm going to do is you'll see back here, there's this loop Velcro here on the hook. Is right here, the one that I pushed up from the bottom. Okay, so if you need any more room, again, you can just release the seat a little bit, let it lay on you. Okay, and they'll pull the back of this out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. This position. I'm just going to push this right against it. There we go. So now we've got these big, long 2x hooks here. What you want to do is fold them in half, just like this. Okay. So what we got to do is shove these up underneath here. They got to go up the back side of the seat. So obviously you're going to want this definitely up. That way it can have more space for you to maneuver there. So see that? It stiffens it up just like a ruler. Okay, so we're going to take this and just right up back about where it's sewn and just shoot it up. Okay, you'll do that with both of them. So now we've shoved it up the back of it. Now we're going to reach behind here, and of course you want your seat up, and boom, here it is. See it there? And open it up. Nice and tight. I'm going to move this out of the way. You can see all this nice fuzz here. Take it and just paste it against there. Then we'll put this back on top. And you'll do the same with the one over here. Here it is. Right there. Pull it up nice and tight. Get this out of the way. Boom. Right there. Pull this back over it. And lastly, after you got it all nice and smooth, again, if it isn't smooth, it's not one of those things where you can just unvelcro it, kind of pull it tighter and smooth it out. But for now, it looks good. So we're just going to take these headrests, we're going to plop it right back in here. And there we go. Installation complete.